How's it going? My name's Chris Millett. I'm a board certified music therapist and I'm here to support my friends over at the Ukulele Kids Club. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. I'm going to be showing you some tips and tricks on how to make music with teens and adolescents using the ukulele. But let's start with a couple tunes. Here's the 12th Street Rag. All right, cool. We already got a few friends joining us in. Like I said, my name's Chris Millett. I'm a music therapist. I've been board certified for several years now, and what I do is I serve people through music, improving their lives through playing instruments, through writing songs, through sometimes we're doing things that address non-musical goals, so pain and anxiety in the hospital a lot, things like that. And my friends over at the Ukulele Kids Club, I've been working with them for a long time. They are an awesome 501c3. They send ukuleles straight to kids in hospitals. They work with music therapists and they say, hey, why don't you take some of these ukuleles for free? I've probably given away somewhere between 30 and 50 since I've been working with them. And they send a box full of Cloud Music's ukuleles, and I'm able to give them away. I'm able to be Santa Claus for all these kids and just, here's a ukulele. And tonight I'm going to tell you a little bit about the stuff that I like to do with teens. But if you think that that is cool, if you believe in their mission, how they have served and almost given away 9,000 ukuleles since 2013 when they were founded, there's a donate button, so you can feel free to donate because $50 gets a ukulele into a kid's hand. So I told you we'd do some stuff for teens, so let's do some music that is good for teens. So I like the ukulele because it's super fun, it's easy, and it's approachable. It's just 4 strings. It's good for littler people, right? It's smaller, but the good thing is I love to surprise people with what the ukulele can do, what type of music can be played on it, and just the wide diversity. So next, I've got a jam that, you know, most of your teens would like. Maybe some of them not, but I've got a few. This one is one by Post Malone. It's called Circles. You probably heard it. It was a big song that came out last year. It goes... We couldn't turn around till we were upside down. I'll be the bad guy now. No, I ain't too proud. I couldn't be there, even when I tried. You don't believe it. Do this every time. Seasons change and our love runs cold. Feed the flame, 'cause I can't let it go. Run away, but I'm running in circles. Run away, I dare you to do something. I'm waiting on you again, so I don't take the blame. Run away, but we're running in circles. Run away, run away, run away. Let go, yeah, yeah. I got a feeling that it's time to let go. I said so. I knew this from the moment that we got to go. You thought that it was special, special, but you were just the next though, and I still hear the echoes, feeling that it's time to let it go. Let it go. Seasons change and our love runs cold. Feed the flame, 'cause I can't let it go. Run away, but we're running in circles. Run away, I dare you to do something. Waiting on you again, so I don't take the blame. Change, but we're running in circles. Run away, run away. Maybe you don't understand what I'm going through. It's only me. What you gotta lose, make up your mind. What are you gonna do? It's only me. Let it go. Seasons change and our love runs cold. Feed the flame, 'cause we can't let it go. Run away, but we're running in circles. Run away, I dare you to do something. Waiting on you again, so I don't take the blame. Run away, 'cause we're running in circles. Run away, run away, run away. All right. Cool. We got a few friends on here. I hope you like the little Post Malone there. Yes, Marlin, that is foot tambourine down at the bottom. My leg will get tired if I do it for the whole hour, but I got it for a few songs. So, yeah, I love using the ukulele. Hold on. I love using the ukulele to work with teens. I love the challenge of saying, hey, I've got this ukulele. I can teach you a song in an hour. And yeah, it's Bruno Mars. Or yeah, it's Post Malone. Or yeah, insert relevant artist. So like I said, I've been working with the UKC now as just a partner. They just send me ukuleles and I get to give them away. I don't pay them a cent. They're just an awesome organization that partners with music therapy programs. So if you think that's cool, remember there's a donate button. And so they send me these ukuleles, and I used to work at Florida Hospital for Children, which is now Advent Health for Children in Orlando, Florida. And when I was there, that's when this all started for me. That's when I already played the ukulele, but it all started to click. I was like, they send these ukuleles, and I do a peds group every week. What if once a month I take these ukuleles, I go around just to the teens. I usually stuck to 10 and up. And I say, hey, I'm doing something special. I only do this once a month. You just happen to be here. It's not cool that you're in the hospital, but it is cool that you're here this Tuesday. And if you would like to come down the hall, you can come learn ukulele. Hopefully I'll have a couple other teens. I like to have a couple that I know pretty well. I've got some rapport with. And I say, hey, I know this other person. They're going to be there. Why don't you come? Just try it. Just try it. You'll be cool. And so what I do is I use songs like Circles by Post Malone. Why do I like using that song? Look, it's a G major 7. It sounds super cool, right? It's a G major 7, and it's one finger. You're barring across 3. And then a C major 7. Just one finger on one fret. and then you take that G major 7 and you slide it up one, and you get the C minor. And he throws the C minor in there every verse or so. What is it? No, I ain't too proud. I couldn't be there. Listen for it. Oh, isn't that pretty? The minor 4. So, one finger, 3 shapes, and they've got a Post Malone song. I actually like to start with not Jason Mraz. I like to start with Bruno Mars. I'll show you that song in a little bit. Jason Mraz was on my mind because that's what I was planning on doing next. So now I work in the University of Louisville Music Therapy Clinic, and obviously everything is really crazy with coronavirus right now. So we've transitioned, and I started offering ukulele lessons. I got somebody from Romania today connected to me that her and her daughter are probably going to start taking ukulele lessons from Romania with me. We do a group class. I've got a cool little group. I think some of them might even be on here, but one of the songs I was teaching them, I'm doing it in a different key, but one of the songs I teach them with is I'm Yours, because I like to teach them how to do the add the melody in. So let's do it. You ready to hear it? You done me and you bet I felt it. Tried to be chill, but you're so hot that I melted. Fell right through the cracks. And now I'm trying to get back. Before the cool done run out, I'll be giving it my bestest. Nothing's gonna stop me but divine intervention. Reckon it's again my turn to win some or learn some, but I won't hesitate no more, no more. Can I wait? I'm yours. Hey, hey. Open up your mind and see like me. Open up your plans and then you're free. Look into your heart and you'll find love, 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 love. Listen to the music of the moment, people dance and sing. We're just one big family, and it's our God-forsaken right to be loved, love, 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 love. So I won't hesitate no more, no more. Can I wait? I'm sure there's no need to complicate. Our time is short. This is our fate. I'm yours. Do 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 do. Do you wanna come on? Scooch on over closer here. I will nibble your ear. Scoop it up, it up, it up. Bo, ba, 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 da, da, ba, da, bo, ba, da, 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 da. And I've been spinning way too long, checking my tongue in the mirror, bending over backwards just to try to see it clearer, but my breath fogged up the glass. So I drew a new face and I laughed. Guess what I be saying is there ain't no better reason to rid yourself of vanities and just go with the season. It's what we aim to do. Our name is our virtue, but I won't hesitate no more, no more. Can I wait? I'm yours. Open up your mind and see like me. Open up your plants and then you're free. Look into your heart and you'll find the sky is yours. So please don't, please don't, please don't. There's no need to complicate, 'cause our time is short. This is our fate. I'm yours. All right, cool. Well, what are people saying in here? Okay, so one thing I want to tell you all, if you have questions, if you have specific things you want to know about working with teens, if there's anything you want to pick my brain about, I've been trying to use the ukulele and be an ambassador for all that it can do for a while. Like I said, I'm an ambassador for my friends here at the UKC. The donate button. You can, for just $50, you put a whole ukulele in some kid's hand, but any number helps, especially during all this coronavirus craziness, right? Everybody's hurting. So if you want to share a little joy, you should definitely do that with my friends at the UKC. So let me tell you some other things I like to do with teens here. So I have also forgot to mention, Samantha wrote it at the top, but my ukulele guide, the thing that I use is my step-by-step how to teach somebody, what do I give, especially it was cool at the hospital, right? I was able to give a kid a ukulele. Once I did that, maybe I got to see them 1, 2, sometimes more times, but sometimes that was the last time I saw them, right? They get discharged, hopefully go on to have this great life, but I was able to give them not only the ukulele, but the guide that I wrote that I knew that it was going to teach them the things that A, they cared about. I want them to learn the songs they care about. And B, that it was structured in a way that I thought would be helpful. So it is free. It's in the link. It's a Google Drive link, and you click it, and you can download it straight from me. Once the MTBC portal is back up for the Ukulele Kids Club, yeah, good question, Marlene. Can I reshare the guide? Sure. I think Samantha can drop it again in the bottom. So I would send it with them and walk them through. So let's actually do that next. I'm going to grab a drink. Okay. And we'll walk through the guide. So let me just show it to you. I realize I'm showing you a shiny thing on an iPad. It is an ebook, so let me work with the brightness there. The Little Kahuna's Ukulele Guide, right? So I wanted it to even look nice, look like something for kids, not, like a Mel Bay book or something, right? So I really dug into the Hawaiian themes. I learned a lot about the ukulele while I made this. And in the first page, I talk about my friends at the Ukulele Kids Club, tell people what music therapy is, right? Because if that's the last time I get to tell them about music therapy, I'm glad that it's in a book and they can look at it later. And then I go through the ukulele history. Like, I don't know if this one's a myth, but did you know that somebody said that ukulele roughly translates to the jumping flea? And they said that because it was like, their fingers jumping around the fretboard and stuff. So, but then Queen Liliuokalani, famous queen of Hawaii, she said that it actually meant uku, gift, lele, that came here, the gift that came here, because the ukulele is really an instrument that came from Hawaii. Portuguese instruments, the cavaquinho, and other variants of the ukulele were coming to Hawaii on merchant ships and stuff like that, and the Hawaiians kind of made it their own. They turned it into their own thing with its own tuning. It's got the C sixth. You got the C with the A, so you get that nice sound. And then I talk about why to play the ukulele, simple things about the parts, how to tune it. My modeling career started here with how to hold and play your ukulele. And I talk about the basics of chords. The first three chords I teach are C, A minor, and F. With that, I kind of tell them, I even treat it almost like a video game. I was like, look, if you learn these three chords, you unlock your first achievement, right? And that is 2 songs in the book right away become possible to play. And that is Best Day of My Life, and that is Just the Way You Are. So Just the Way You Are is Bruno Mars. It's an older one, but it goes C. So I usually teach them C, A minor, and F. I'm assuming that some of you already know these, so we'll do a deep dive at a later date if we want to for learning these things. But I teach them C, A minor, and F. And I usually start with like really slow. So I do that. So I'm going to play you that song, but I am not going to do it in the key of C because that's not going to be good for me. And I tell them that. I said, hey, guys and gals, whoever, this book is, all the songs are put into easier ukulele keys. So a lot of them are in C, G, E minor. So like A minor and E minor, so those kind of relative C and G keys, a lot of those chords are easier to access and things like that. So it's just some simple things about restructuring, like what would be the easiest key to learn it in? Is it the best key to sing it? Maybe not for you. Is it the best key to sing it in for them? Who knows? But it might. So Just the Way You Are for me in C is pretty high. It's when I see your face. I'm a baritone. That's not my notes. But let's do it in G. And I like to teach them. So once they learn that simple strum, I like to work on palm muting, sticking. This is like for those ones that are super excited. I stick my hand right here on the bridge. Get that percussive sound. But let's do it. Let's do it in G. Her eyes make the stars look like they're not shining. Her hair falls perfectly without her trying. She's so beautiful, and I tell her every day. Yeah, I know, when I compliment her, she won't believe me. It's so sad to think that she don't see what I see. Every time she asks me, do I look okay? I say, when I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change, 'cause you're amazing, just the way you are. And when you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while, 'cause you're amazing, just the way you are. Her lips, I could kiss them all day if she let me. Her laugh, she hates it, but I think it's so pretty. She's so beautiful, and I tell her every day. Yeah, you know, I never ask you to change. If perfect's what you're searching for, then just stay the same. So don't even bother asking if you look okay. I'll say, when I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change, 'cause you're amazing, just the way you are. And when you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while, 'cause you're amazing, just the way you are. There's not a thing that I would change, 'cause you're amazing, just the way you are. And when you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while, 'cause you're amazing, just the way you are. All right. Cool, cool. Well, we're about halfway in. Let's see. Good old bridge mute. All right, and we got a donation. Boom, boom, boom. Jenny, you rock. Let's see. So, any other questions? I know we have one question about, remember, you can, up in the description is a lot of stuff. There's the link to my clinic. I work at the University of Louisville Music Therapy Clinic in Louisville, Kentucky, which is my alma mater, and we serve a wide variety of individuals. So music therapy, if you are new here and you don't know what that is using music for life change. Sometimes it's in the hospital, sometimes it's in a prison system, sometimes it's in a juvenile justice center, sometimes it's in a school with special needs individuals, sometimes it's in hospice care, sometimes it's in palliative care. Music therapists are kind of wherever. Hey, there's Austin. What up, dude? So if you're a music therapist, I want you to go on here and write where you work, what setting. You can say the place, but I just want people who aren't music therapists to be able to see where some of the places that people work. My favorite place I get to work regularly is an addiction recovery center. It's for gentlemen who have been incarcerated, and the last part of their incarceration plan is to attend this usually 30, 60, or 90-day addiction recovery program. So that's like my personal favorite, but we do a lot with special needs, with senior adults. Right now, as you might imagine, everything is on the internet. It's all telehealth right now. So everybody, like I said, is hurting. With that in mind, I do want you, all right, Children's Hospital, I do want you to consider donating to the Ukulele Kids Club. They are the reason I'm able to be here, because several years ago, they just, like fairy godmothers, dropped us ukuleles, and I was able to start giving them away. So here's some tips and tricks for me when I was working at the hospital. If you're in the hospital, I did kind of a couple things. If I thought a kid, I got this donation, right, from the Ukulele Kids Club, and I wanted to be generous with it, but I also wanted to be a wise steward. Because, you get 6 or so at a time, 5 or 6 or whatever. And I wanted to kind of save it for the kids that were the ones that I thought, man, this can make a big difference for them. So a lot of these kids were the ones in Florida. It's called Department of Children and Families. And I'm also a foster parent, so this is big for me. So the kids that were there in the hospital because of abuse, abandonment, or neglect, right? So they had nobody visiting them. They've been in abusive situations. There's definitely trauma going on. They're isolated. For me, it was like so many of those kids, too, just happen to connect super deeply with music. And I'll show you a song. The next song I'll do will be one that I learned on the ukulele because of that population. So, I kind of gauge it. I'm like, hey, if I bring a ukulele, would you try it? Would you give it a shot? And memory care, all right, Candace. Private practice, all right. Early childhood, sweet. So I said, if I brought it, would you give it a shot? I would do the same thing that I would do in the groups. I would just give them some general information, walk them through a couple of songs. Maybe it's Bruno Mars, but maybe it's something that they like. Maybe it's Nirvana. Maybe it's, I don't know. Some of the kids would randomly like the oldies, which is a good example. So I didn't realize at first, it's like, why are all these kids asking me on the ukulele to play Can't Help Falling in Love? I was like, that's an Elvis song. What year was this? 2014, 2015, something like that. And I realized the ukulele has been made extra cool recently by people like the 21 Pilots. If you haven't seen 21 Pilots' cover of Can't Help Falling in Love, so good. Tyler rocks. And I'm going to go ahead and do it now. And It's just a fun one. It's an easy one. Same here in the oncology center. A lot of Drake on the uke. Yeah, that's a good one. Uh, the Drake song I always used was uh, just hold on, we're going home, going home. Hard to do these things alone. We used a lot of Drake. What was the other one? She used to call me on my cell phone. That was a doot, doot, doot. Cool. But let's do a little Elvis. Elvis slash 21 Pilots. I'm going to do it a little bit more like Elvis from the finger picking style. So this is going to be a good one to teach a teen. You know, they can learn it like. So they can learn it with just the strums, right? But maybe they're getting a little bit more advanced. Maybe you've been able to work with them for a couple of weeks or something, right? So maybe you get them to do. So I'm literally just going four, or thumb, 1, 2, 3, thumb, 1, 2, 3, and going back down. And because you have this top string that is not like a guitar, right? Like it's higher in pitch than the middle two, it gets a cool sound. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Something are meant to be. So take my hand, take my whole life, take it too, for I can't help falling in love with falling in love with you. All right. So yeah, that's another one I like to use with teens. Let's see. Do I have any questions? Anybody have any questions or anything? Wish we could all harmonize. Yeah, you can do it. We can start a virtual choir, huh? That's popular right now. So what do I use the ukulele for? Remember, I'm just going to keep saying it. My friends at Ukulele Kids Club, the donate button is either below. It's somewhere. It says donate now. And they would send me ukuleles for free, no strings attached. And they said, give these away. It's because they're a 501c3, started in 2013 by the Bergman family. I've had the opportunity to meet Corey multiple times. And he is an awesome guy that founded this organization because he lost his son at 20 years old with this terrible viral infection. So after that, as a musician, he's like, what could I do? What can I give back? He started volunteering, playing music at a local hospital. And after that, he started to find, oh, wow, this is fun, but these music therapists here, they're awesome. I really like this. And he wanted to start serving music therapy practices, especially at hospitals. So he started just donating these ukuleles, right? Starts the Ukulele Kids Club with his wife, and they've donated almost 9,000 ukuleles to 200 hospitals, and you can help. You can be a part of that. You can, if you're a music therapist that doesn't know anything about the UKC, reach out. Marlene's on here, Samantha's on here. Reach out and say, hey, I want to partner. It might take a while because it's during coronavirus, but if you know somebody that should support this organization, if not just you, reach out. Tell people to watch the live stream. Tell people to check out their page. So basically, and counting, 9,000 or almost 9,000 and counting. So $50 puts a uke in a kid's hand, every $50. But any amount is awesome. So I used to use the ukulele. I don't work in the hospital setting anymore. But in the hospital, like I said, I was working with these kids that are isolated, maybe pain, anxiety. Maybe they're in the hospital for a very long time for a bone marrow transplant, a kid going through cancer treatment. Ukulele could be something that they could express their feelings. I've written songs with kids on the ukulele. They've been able to play and record their own song. A lot of people know about the heartbeat recordings. I was able to, record their ukulele, record them singing, record their heartbeat. What a meaningful project, right? And that was one of the things. But some of you probably weren't on here at the beginning. Monthly, I did a teens focused ukulele group. And the point of that was get teens out of their room. I was partners with Child Life. I'm not sure if any of my Child Life friends are on here, but if they are, they're awesome. And partner with Child Life, and they would say, let's get them out of the room. Let's get them to be around other people. Let's get them around the other teens on the unit, because there'd be, a handful of teens on any given unit, and they don't know each other because they're all sitting in the room. They're all playing video games or watching stuff on their phone and grumpy. And what do we know as music therapists about their mindset? If they're not in a mindset ready for health and healing, they might just stagnate in the hospital. So I would give them the ukulele and do the same thing. We would work through the songs. We would learn usually Bruno Mars or American authors or something right away. But I also did what I like to do was expose them to a little bit of different music as well. Nope, that's my basset hound. She's on the deck and I can still hear her. That's pretty impressive. So I would expose them to a little bit of different music. So I'm going to do another popular one that I like to use. Any questions, like I said, any questions, you want tips and tricks, you want things with working, any specific items, let me know. I'll answer them in between the songs and stuff. But I'm going to do another song that I like to do. This one's another good one that really only takes, it's usually one of the second songs I can teach people because it's C, A minor, C, and F, those three chords that I usually teach people first because they are one finger chord, two finger chord that's built on the previous one finger chord. So C, A minor, and F are usually my starting point. And this song, and I'm like, all right, are you ready? Are you up for the challenge? Because now you're learning a G chord, which, it's three fingers really close together, right? So it can be hard. This is usually the hardest first chord that I teach people. But then they have a 1 chord, a 4 chord, a 5 chord, and a 6 chord. That's millions of songs, right? So once they have the G chord, I'm telling you, the world is your oyster. So here's a song I like to teach after they've learned the G chord. It's Riptide by Vance Joy. I was scared to descend the dark. Oh, I was scared of pretty girls and starting conversations. Oh, all my friends are turning green. Yo, the magician's assistant in their dream. Said, stuff, lady running down to the riptide, chasing away to the dark side. I wanna be your left hand man. I love you when you're singing that song, and I got a lump in my throat 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong. There's this movie that I think you'll like. This guy decides to quit his job and heads to New York City. This cowboy's running from himself, and she's been living on the highest shelf. And they come unstuck. Lady, running down to the riptide, chasing away to the dark side. I wanna be your left hand man. I love you when you're singing that song, and I got a lump in my throat 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong. I just wanna know if you're gonna stay. I just gotta know, 'cause I can't have it any other way. I swear she's destined for the screen. Yeah, closest thing to Michelle Pfeiffer that you've ever seen. Oh, lady, running down to the riptide, chasing away to the dark side. I wanna be your left hand. I love you when you're singing that song, and I got a lump in my throat 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong. And I got a lump in my throat 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong. Awesome. Cool. Let's see. I got, do the teens ever see the uke as a children's instrument? And yes, I would say there is a barrier to that. But as much as teens do, I also see adults, and I see music therapists, and I see, honestly, I think how you treat it and the respect you treat the instrument. And if you say like, they say like, oh, that's for kids or something, that's where you got to practice. And I opened up the set. Some of you probably weren't here with. Something, shred on the 12th Street Rag, play something like that. And I think playing music that connects with them is something that makes such a big difference. And another song I like to use, the song we'll do next is it's When I Was in College. Should you use a pick? Great. Jenna. So you can use a pick if you want to. It doesn't matter. I am a guitar player, first and foremost. That is my primary instrument. I've got my pedal board, all my picks right here. So, a couple of things. I mean, it depends. I really like these super heavy picks. So for me, I don't use them as much on the ukulele because they're really bright, right? So I like to use my hands because I also like to do a lot of hybrid, like. But if you want to use a pick, A, there's nothing wrong with it. B, if you think it sounds better or it's easier to play or whatever, don't worry about improper. Doesn't matter. That is definitely like tear down that wall. It'll be all right. So what was the other thing? Somebody asked something a while ago. I don't know. It'll come back. But if you have any other questions, put them in. I was going to say, so Riptide is two songs that I have in my book that are super special to me because when I worked at the hospital, every year we had a prom for the, it started as just for the oncology teens, and then it became kind of all chronic conditions. And it was basically for the people that they were having those milestones like prom stolen from them, right? So it was a chance that, hey, I know you don't get to go to your regular prom, even if you've already done your cancer treatment, because your immune system's too low. You can't go back to school yet. And what I was able to do is say, okay, we've worked with a lot of the. I just helped out the first couple of years. I set up, and then I got to thinking like I could do more with this. I was like, I've worked with a lot of these kids for a long time. Some of them are real deal musicians, like really good. Like, and I think after that, I thought, let's make a band. So we made a band. Some kids hopped on instruments they'd never played before. I had one guy who I think is in med school now, played the keyboard. I had one who's really good at the trumpet. And actually, I have a podcast. It's called the Make More Music Podcast. The link is in the description below, to the side, wherever it is. And on episode 8, I actually interviewed him. His name's Max, and he is a total rock star. So he played the trumpet in our band, and he played lots of instruments. And so we had a big group, and I thought, you know, it'd be fun. I've done ukulele lessons with every single person that was in this band at least once before. So I said, let's for one or two of the songs. I had one song that somebody played ukulele the whole time, and then I had. Super sweet. We did that song. Everybody played and everybody sang. So Marlon brought a good point up. So vocal is not my primary. I hope it's sounding pleasant to everybody. But I'm totally down for helping people and improving their voice. I do feel like I'm at a limit of like how much I can help them, but I can start somebody who's like learning. So when they're learning ukulele, if they really want to sing, and some of those teens really do, right? I tell them like, let's take it slow. I was scared of dentists in the dark. I tell them start with downstrokes. Scared of pretty girls and starting conversations. Oh, my friend, turning green. Pick a song you know super well, right? That you don't have to think about the lyrics, because you're already going to be thinking super hard about the chords. So that's where it can be super helpful to play a song that they know already. And yeah, I would just do it slow. And the thing I always tell them, and the thing I would tell anybody who's learning any instrument like the guitar, any accompaniment instrument, is focus on the rhythm. If you get the rhythm right, but you mess up the chord, or you come in on the wrong word, or whatever, we as humans will hear the wrong off rhythm way faster than the flubbed chord. Because, right, you flub a chord. Played a totally different chord on that. It doesn't sound terrible, right? Like, especially if I was singing over it. But if you're off, when I see your face, not a thing that it's just jarring. That's not, we're built to entrain to music. And when you get that off, that's one of the things I work with first. So I have a little dude. Hey, Lorna. We have a little dude in the clinic who has a chromosomal abnormality, and because of that, he has a lot of issues with the motor execution and the motor planning. So I use the ukulele with him for fine motor control, for working on motor planning and playing in time, and it's going super slow, right? All right. Lorna with the donation, my girl. Again, plug for University of Louisville. So that would be one of my other tips and tricks for you is just help them play in rhythm. When we're practicing in the group, I don't know what apps you use or how you use a metronome. I have a metronome on my phone. It's called Practice, and then it has a plus sign. So it's Practice plus sign. It is a great little tap tempo metronome. Let me see here. You can't see that. But it's called Practice Plus. It's a little blue futuristic metronome. I think we're just working on them with the class, the cohort I have of people who were absolute beginners are already doing stuff like that, playing up the tempo. But let's do another song. Does that sound good? Yeah, so Jenna, that's up to you with if they like picks. Sometimes kids just get obsessed with picks, even though it is not easy for them to use, or they drop, or they fumble with them. That's up to you, your call. I definitely have told people before, like, just chill, like, pick up the pick later, right? Cool. Well, let's do one or two more since we got a few more minutes here. Remember, if you're having fun, donate to the Ukulele Kids Club. Like I said, $50 puts a ukulele in a hospitalized child's hands. Any less than that is still amazing. You don't have to donate $50. If you want to donate $5,000, donate till your heart's content. Marlon and Samantha will probably want to have a different conversation with you if you want to drop $5,000 tonight casually on a Facebook live stream. But let's do another one I love to do. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. So this is not as relevant anymore, but when I first started teaching, this was still relevant. And I'm losing my voice a little because I've been talking so much. But this is Kids by MGMT. This is a song that's popular when I was in college, so it was still popular when I was in music therapy at the beginning. But I really like this one because this is not a ukulele-based song, but it sounds awesome. And it's E minor. So it's got a really cool melody. That's one of the first ones I teach, combining like melody as well as I'm Yours with the accompaniment. So let's just run through it and see what time we have left here at the end. You were a child, crawling on your knees toward it, making mama so proud, but your voice was too loud. We like to watch you laughing, pick the insects off of plants, time to think of consequences. Control yourself, take only what you need from it. A family of trees wanted to be haunted. Water is warm, but still it's sending me shivers. A baby is born, crying out for attention. Memories fade, like looking through a fog mirror. Decisions are made but not bought, but I thought this wouldn't hurt a lot. I guess not. It said, control yourself, take only what you need from it. A family of trees wanted to be haunted. Cool. All right. Well, I hope you had fun. Got a lot of friends. We've had a lot of people hopping in and off, and it's been a good time. So again, kind of last wrap, and then we'll do one more. I'll probably do an encore because some of you all probably weren't there for the beginning, and I did some Post Malone. So you said you came here for teens, so let's do some Post Malone again. If you have a violent reaction to that and you don't want that, you can write it in the comments. But so again, my name's Chris Millett. I work at the University of Louisville Music Therapy Clinic. That link is in the description. I give ukulele lessons to whoever. If you know somebody that wants, especially during coronavirus, to take online ukulele lessons, they can hit me up. My free ukulele guide is available to you in the Google Drive link at the top. You can download that, use that with your clients. Don't sell it. That's my only thing. You got it for free, give it away for free. And the other thing is I also host a podcast called the Make More Music Podcast. The links are above there. I interview all kinds of people from different music-related fields to talk about why music's awesome, how people make careers and livings in music. So those are my links, but the most important link tonight is that you look at the Ukulele Kids Club. Donate now because, like I said, this awesome nonprofit 501c3 helps music therapists give hospitalized children. I don't even work in the hospital, and they still send me ukuleles. And I'm able to give them away for free, put them in the hands of kids in need. They put over getting up to 9,000 ukuleles to across 200 different hospitals and facilities. They're awesome. They're all good people. I've met so many of them. I've even met the lady who makes their ukuleles in cloud music from China. She came to Florida, and I got to meet her while I was working at Advent Health. So, like, what a cool crew. It's a good partnership, and they are just literally gems. I love every one of them, and it's just been a blast to be able to share that. So consider donating to them. If you can't donate to them, like the page. They have an Instagram. They have all those other things. Blast it out. Tell other people. You know, they need as much support as they can get so that they can help people. So let's do it again. Any violent reactions? Nobody's mad at it if I play them Post Malone one more time. So like I said, working with teens, use the music they love. Start with simple success-oriented songs. Get them to connect with other people, right? It's a good gateway. You know, they say they want to learn guitar. Say, can we try the ukulele first? See if you like it. If you like it, let's graduate to the guitar. Albeit, I always tell them when somebody says, oh, the ukulele, that's a kid's instrument. It's like, if you don't know, go watch a video. Go watch While My Guitar Gently Weeps by Jake Shimabukuro, and you'll never say that again. So, last but not least, hope you've had fun. If you enjoyed it, make a donation. And this is, once again, an encore of Circles by one of my favorite current artists, Post Malone. We couldn't turn around till we're upside down. I'll be the bad guy now. No, I ain't too proud. I couldn't be there, even when I tried. You don't believe it. We do this every time. Seasons change and our love went cold. Feed the flame, but can't let it go. Run away, but but we're running in circles. Run away, I dare you to do something. I'm waiting on you again, so I don't take the blame in a way, but we're running in circles. Run away, run away, run away. Let go, yeah, yeah. I got a feeling that I gotta let go. Let's go. Know you would do from the get-go. You thought that it was special, but you were just the next door. And I still hear the echoes. Think it's time to let it go. Seasons change and our love went cold. Feed the flame, but we can't let it go. Run away, but we're running in circles. Run away, I dare you to do something. I'm waiting on you again, so I don't maintain change, but we're running in circles. Run away, run away. Maybe you don't understand what I'm going through. It's only me. What you got to lose? Make up your mind. Tell me, what are you gonna do? It's only me. Let it go. Seasons change and our love went cold. Feed the flame, but I can't let it go. Run away, but we're running in circles. Run away, I dare you to do something. I'm waiting on you again, so I don't take the blame. Run away, but we're running in circles. Run away, run away, run away. Boom. All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, we got all the links in the description. You can share this video with your friends, your families, your neighbors, the people that you see 6 feet away at the grocery store. And tell them, say, hey, the Ukulele Kids Club is awesome. You should donate. So all the links are there. You can get that ukulele guide. You can find more about me, what I do, but most importantly, send some money to the Ukulele Kids Club. Help them out. Help music therapists get ukuleles in people's hands. So I appreciate you all. Let's see if you have any other questions. I'll answer them. But it looks like we're wrapped up here. All right, friends. Have a good night. You can email me if you have any questions at makemoremusicpodcast@gmail.com. Otherwise, give more grace, share more love, make more music.